Let's start with that report that we heard today that during that 10-bell salute to Hulk Hogan, and what a shit show that's turning out to be, there were a few people that decided they didn't want to be a part of that. One of them was Rhea Ripley, one of them was Paul Heyman, one of them was Becky Lynch, and the New Day also decided they did not want to be a part of the festivities. Your thoughts on that report, which seems to be accurate. I don't think anybody's really disputing at this point. Your thoughts on the report that those folks did not want to participate in the 10-bell salute to Terry Bollea.
Okay. Out of the people you just named, here are my thoughts. First of all, Rhea Ripley, that just proves to me, remember, I think it was last time or the time before last, I told you how much I love Rhea. The more I watch her, the more I listen to her on interviews and stuff. She's just, God dang, she's almost perfect, man. She really is. So that just solidifies that for me on her, for one thing, as far as she's concerned. As far as Paul Heyman is concerned, I guess I'm glad for it. I'm not real happy about his little thoughts on the Lesnar thing. That kind of cancels each other out to me, but I'm glad he
get into that. We can get into that in a minute.
Okay. Well, that's that. And then as far as the New Day, I went back and looked. Remember, I told you I was going to go back and look to see if I could find them. I could not find them, but I wasn't looking for Rhea or anybody else. So I kind of knew they weren't there, but I thought they were like the only ones. I didn't really pay attention about Rhea. That one, it didn't shock me, but I'm like, wow, cool.
Are we going to get all kinds of like thoughts from people about like, ooh, the social justice warriors and the DEI people? So we're going to get that from the right winger.
No. Of course. I mean, some people will, I'm sure.
I agree with what you said in general. I think Paul Heyman's not going to do anything unless it benefits Paul Heyman. Sorry. If he ever does something that's helpful or beneficial to someone else, it's only coincidental. And you mentioned the current vociferous support that he's giving for Brock Lesnar and telling people that are upset about Brock Lesnar coming back to WWE just to fuck off, basically, right? That's his message to the world.
It was very, very snarky.
So it's and why? Let's reverse engineer that. Why would that be? Maybe it's because, I don't know, Brock made him a lot of money in the past, and he thinks Brock will make him a lot of money in the future. Do you think maybe that's why Paul's doing that?
Well, it kind of lends, I don't know. It tells me a little bit that maybe Heyman knew more than he's letting on as far as all this Janelle Grant thing is concerned. So I don't know. I'm just kind of spitballing here, but you know, as close as those two were at one point in time, kind of hard to not believe that, especially after him coming out and giving him the okey doke. I don't know, but we're not, as you're pointing out, they haven't really talked about Brock on WWE television ever since it happened, ever since the end of SummerSlam. Nope.
We haven't seen hide nor hair, and nobody's really mentioning it, and it's kind of weird, right?
Kind of weird. I don't see. Here's the thing. I don't know. They're going to tell you this was in the storyline, you know, for him to come in and do that one-off and then come back later, you know. Well, that was all part of the story. 2 months later, he was going to be coming back 2 months later the whole time, you know. No. I'm telling you, man, it's fishy, because here's the thing. Don't you think it would be stupid? I mean, just storyline wise, just forget the whole Janelle Grant thing, just storyline wise, period. For him to come in and do that to Cody or Cena and take off and we'll not see him again. What the hell? Who gives a shit about that? Is it the shock factor is not there with Brock Lesnar as far as that kind of stuff goes anymore? You got to have a storyline behind it for it to mean anything. And that obviously did not happen. So, number one, okay, maybe it was a one-off. Well, if that's the case, then it's stupid. That was the most stupid one-off I've ever seen in my life. Or number two, they're lying. Just like you said, you know, they hadn't mentioned him. They hadn't said anything about him. No, not a peep about him since all that. So I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say. It's believe what you want to believe, but a lot of backlash. I don't care what they say. They can say they don't care all day long, but the backlash was solid.
There's something there to it. And it's odd that I go back to that interview that Cody did with Bill Simmons when he was talking about how he kind of felt disrespected by
Yeah,
AEW,
yeah,
and that's why he left AEW. Nobody's talking about you right now, dude, and they fucked up your huge victory at the end of SummerSlam. So,
well, that's right. He won, didn't he? Oh, that's right.
That's right. Once again, if I may, let's see, 654. It's like 10 days later, and still no one is talking about Cody Rhodes. Like nobody's really talking about Cody Rhodes, who had a big victory at SummerSlam.
And then he got one up again by Naomi getting hurt.
Let's talk about Cody Rhodes, because like what happened last year at WrestleMania? Well, The Rock tried to steal everything again and tried to fuck everything up again, and then they had to kind of reverse course, and then Cody finally got to finish his story, right? And then this year at WrestleMania, things kind of got fucked up again, and John Cena
By who?
Like by The Rock and his team. Brian Gewirtz. Brian Gewirtz, line 2, and they fucked everything up. They got everything, and fine. Cody kind of came around the bend, and then John Cena is there, and John Cena's big heel John Cena. He's a heel. Oh, wait a minute, I forgot. The people who were behind me and made shocking TV, they're gone now, so I'm not a heel anymore. And oh, by the way, Cody Rhodes, I'm going to fight you straight up, and nobody's going to give a shit about you winning, because all of a sudden Brock Lesnar is going to come into the picture, and then, as you point out, just disappear, just take a powder.
The dumbest shit, man. And I think here's what I think too on the Cena thing, and tell me if you agree on this. Part of the reason the whole heel thing, I think, was, and I thought about this after the whole what you just talked about happened. The whole heel thing, part of the reason why it flopped is because you can't have a heel John Cena without John Cena having some sort of faction with him. He couldn't do that on his own. So in a way, he was right about them leaving him hanging out to dry and stuff. That was probably the real reason, to be honest. He couldn't do all that by himself. I mean, he can hold his own, of course, blah, blah, blah. But when you're a big heel like it, you got to have a faction, man. And you got to. And I think that's part of it.
I think that speech on SmackDown where John Cena just disavows everything that happened in the past, 6 months or whatever. I think that was a message from the WWE admin. I think that was pointedly direct at The Rock. I think that was to Dwayne Johnson. I think that was like, you fucked stuff up. We're going to take the reins back. We're going to fix everything like, Warner Brothers Discovery did with the Superman movie when they had to hire James Gunn to fuck up, to kind of fix your mess up with Black Adam. We're going to take the right. And I don't think Dwayne's going to be welcome back in the WWE for a while. And I would be very interested to see what happens with Ava's job in NXT. Watch that one. Watch what happens there, because I don't know if they feel like they need to keep relations up with Dwayne Johnson right now, and I don't think they feel like they need to throw his kid a job anymore. Just watch what happens with that.
Yeah, you're right. I have thought about that, but one thing I have noticed, and I've picked up on just really recently, is the fact that that Ava seems to be pretty popular amongst the boys and the girls. I'm not sure if it's everybody, but I've seen several different little comments from different people over the past, I don't know, couple weeks or so, here and there about Ava, like praising her, just not really out of the blue. It was in context of something, but it was still the fact that they were mentioning her. So if that's true, then she might be good. And I was ragging her just like everybody else when she first got that, and but if, she's fine, she's doing okay. We're
getting into Tony Khan management now. You're not that good on TV. You don't bring asses to the seat. You don't really contribute anything. But the boys like you. So I'm going to go ahead and continue to write. I mean, that's what that sounds like. I don't think she's very good television at all. I don't hate her. I don't have anything personal against her. But I think that they tried to do this and that with her over there. And they said, well, okay, we'll give her this role. She's done okay in this role, but I don't think she's that great on television.
Oh, okay. And you're right. You're right.
But at this point now, it's like, well, we're not really on speaking terms with Dwayne, so maybe we kick his kid to the curb. Maybe we see if Brian Gewirtz can get her a job. Something.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're right, but I will say, in all fairness, because I have, like I said, I've been ragging her just like anybody else has. But I think she's gotten a lot better over time. But she's not great for sure. Like you said, no she's not. But as far as NXT is concerned, I don't know what you really need for NXT as far as somebody like GMs go for it to motor along without any problem, and it's doing fine with her. Like I said, is GM, but I don't know. And she's been inserted into a lot of different things. It's not like she just sits back in the background and we see her once in a while. She's on there quite a bit. So, I don't know. Like I said, she's fine. She's better than she used to be. But like you said, I would assume see somebody else that's better at it if they really want NXT to go any further up.
Can I be straight up with you? I can be straight. Robert Stone in that job.
Yeah.
10 times better. I've never carried water for that dude at all, period. I like him. I like his look. I think they were trying to do a Tony Khan character. That's what was told, I think, to David Meltzer at one point in time. Is that they were trying to, that guy was supposed to be Tony Khan. And I think he's pretty good. I think he's pretty hated. I think he'd be a great in that GM role.
And plus, with the experience just alone, I think that kind of gives him the edge definitely over Ava. But yeah, I think that would work, man. I think we need a heel manager. We got two already, babyface managers. Don't we need a heel manager somewhere? I'm a manager.
As far as the GM, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I'm tired of that goody two shoes scrap iron.
Well, I mean, it's just I don't know. I've just kind of gotten used to at least one GM being a heel kind of thing. So it's just weird having two babyface GMs.
I feel like that message on SmackDown where Cena disavowed everything was a pointed message at Rocky. We're not cool right now and stay away. And now that they've signed this huge deal with ESPN, we can go over that too because we haven't really chatted since then. I think Rocky's gonna be like, let me go. Oh, Disney. Hang on. I'm Disney. I've worked with Disney before. They love me. Hang on. Let me just jump in there. And they're like, no. You're good. Continue to do whatever it is you do, and that'll be fine. You can continue to do that. And if you look at this last run that Rocky had in WWE back in the winter and into the spring, it was pretty disastrous. It was pretty awful. I mean, that I would say that promo, that appearance that he made at NXT was like, dude, that's kind of beneath you. I'm sorry, but it really is. And then you kind of started getting you had Gewurz and those guys. Well, we need to do this and then do it this way and then do this and then they were like, whoa, hang on, you're 10 pennies in a mule productions or whatever they are, whatever they call that company. That's not this. This is us, and we're gonna be okay. Just kind of chill out with yourself. So, yeah, it was not good.
It was I don't know. It's just it never really made any sense to me. His whole role, during all that, he was halfway a baby face and halfway a heel, and you didn't know whether to cheer for him or boo him. And I don't know, man. It was very all over the place, that whole run. It seemed like over those few months that he was in there beating Cody up and all that shit.
Cody, I need a decision. I need to have your soul. I mean, you look back on that now, it's like, what?
Yeah, that's fair. That whole thing was cartoony. That whole soul thing.
It was weird. The whole thing was very odd. Becky Lynch's non-participation in the 10-bell salute to Hulk Hogan is.
I forgot about her.
Is that because of her husband? Do you think that's out of loyalty to her husband, or do you think she also feels the same way he does? You think they're on the same page?
So I don't know. Rollins was out there.
Was he out there?
I'm pretty sure he was out there.
With all the shit that he's talked about Hulk Hogan, see, he was about to babyface himself in my eyes, and you tell me that.
I need to go back and look. Now, for some reason, I pictured his face out there, man.
I think you're right. I think he was out there. But he's been the most outspoken. He's been the most outspoken about Hulk Hogan, like on the roster.
Yeah, I've heard some of that stuff. I don't know what to make of that. It's almost like he was forced to do it, but because of who he was and his stature at that point,
that's interesting because Rhea Ripley said no, and they can't really do anything to her. There's like no way they can kind of fuck with her, and I don't think there's anything they can do to Becky. Now, the New Day might have jeopardized something, but there may be so much scrutiny that people are expecting them to do something that they may not be able to do anything to them. I don't know.
I can't imagine them punishing the New Day for not going out there, because talk about outspoken. Those two have been outspoken about Hogan from the get-go. Ever since that damn locker room debacle that happened. So
that was the speech. That was the speech where the main thing that Hulk said was, "Be careful what you say in private, brother. Come back to haunt you." Like, well, no, not if you're like not saying the N-word. You're pretty good.
Tape me all day long, bro.
I was in this private conversation, and I was just saying, Hitler had a point about those Jews. What? Oh no, my private conversation seems to have gotten out and hurt me. How did that happen? So crazy.
And Mark Henry, you probably seen the thing about him that's come out, the dialogue, the quote from him, and all talking about, he told Vince that back in the day about Hogan, when Hogan did all this, he said he might need to back off of it, doing things with Hogan and whatever to Vince, and Vince is like, I've been advised to let it go or something like that. So whatever, so Mark Henry said, Hogan came out and said he was a racist. So why would anybody be punished for not being on that stage because he said he was a racist? Oh, wait a minute. TKO's owner. My bad. Never mind. Answered my own question.
Well, if it was me and I was one of those people, I would have probably been out on the stage just because I'm honoring the dead guy. And that's grace on my part. I'm not saying, look what a great man. See, that's the message there. That's that. If you think that that's what you're broadcasting, then you're well within your rights to stay behind the scenes and, go have a sandwich or whatever you want to do. But I would have probably been out there because, hey, the guy died. It's sad that he died. But please don't try to rewrite history with me. Please don't tell me it was just this private thing he said in a moment, because we've been over this, and I'll go over it again for some people because it's been a long time since all this happened. Not only when it came out did he say, brother, I didn't know that was a bad word. People, when I was growing up in Tampa, us white guys, we would throw that at each other all the time. Bullshit. You did not. That did not happen in the late 60s and early 70s when you were hanging out in Tampa against each other, calling each other the N-word. That didn't happen. And then there was a tweet about him trying to say that Obama used that word, so why can't I? Well, Obama had it one time in a fucking book, and it was one passage, and in context, it's not like Obama's going in, my in. Hey, what's up, in? He doesn't. That's not right. So fuck all that and trying to excuse it and try to mitigate it. That's where you got me. If you said it one time and you go, look, that was bad. There's a private moment. I shouldn't have said that. That's fine. But when you try to mitigate and try to excuse, that's when you lose me, brother. Sorry. That's what happened. And then you go on stage at the RNC with Donald Trump, and then that solidifies to me, if I ever thought, hey, is there a racist bone in his body? Oh, there it is. There it is. You have just confirmed everything that I wanted to have about you right there, right in that moment when you ripped your shirt off and you hung out with Donald Trump. So that's fine. That's fine. No problem.
Yeah, suddenly that racist bone is a racist skeleton.
It's crazy. There's like a lot of racist bones, strangely enough. So very odd. So yeah, don't try to rewrite history. I understand you being out on the stage. I understand you doing it for grace and whatever. It's fine. I don't care. But don't tell me it was just this one passing thing that he did. That's not what happened. Vince McMahon returning to television over the weekend is he's on a TMZ special that they put on Fox about Hulk Hogan. Did you see the Vince McMahon appearance?
You know what? I did not.
Yeah. The clips are very interesting because Vince's face has never looked worse. Yeah.
Was it melting?
It's bad. I don't know if he's gotten, when you talk about him getting bad advice or getting bad advisement, I don't know if he got bad advisement on like some plastic surgery or something. But
On
he
some
was
nips and tucks.
he was upset apparently that he was not invited back for the 10 bell salute.
Oh, hold on, I'm crying.
And if he tried to cry right now with the tears in his eyes, those tears would be coming out of his ears. So, TKO is a very interesting company when it comes to public relations and what they respond to and what they don't. Because when you said that thing to me about Brock Lesnar, I went, oh, they're not going to admit they were wrong. But right now, they're kind of admitting it never happened. They're kind of, and I don't know.
Silence speaking a lot, man. That silence is speaking a lot loudly.
Well, again, I made a video about this because you would have had to think that Jimmy Pitaro and the people at ESPN, because that was 3 days before the huge announcement of the multi-billion-dollar deal with ESPN, you would have had to think that Nick Khan, being kind of the discretionary person that he is, would have said, hey, Jimmy, something's going to come up. We're going to have this guy. I know there's been some problems. Just wanted to make you aware. And Jimmy would have gone, we're not okay with that, or we are okay with that. And I'm not saying it would have been a deal killer, but they would have maybe had some input on that. The same thing with the partners they have currently. Like, I'm sure Nick Khan busted out a call to Netflix and went, hey, we're bringing this guy back. And Netflix would have gone, well, we really don't want him on our programming. Or they would have gone, thumbs up, way to go, Nikki, baby, love what you're doing. And the same thing goes with the people at Universal. Now, if they initially gave a thumbs up, and then the people at Universal and the people at Netflix are now getting some backlash going, yeah, that yes that we gave you, we're not that crazy about it. Not that crazy about it. That's a possibility, because you do have a lot of masters. You do have a lot of masters that you're serving right now, and you just threw another one on the table with this ESPN deal. So maybe somebody else is getting a little nervous, and maybe it's not a good idea, and maybe he's just going to get paid off, and Brock will go out there. I saw Bischoff say, I think it was Bischoff that said he was surprised, or maybe it was JBL that said he was surprised that Brock did it, because Brock doesn't need it. Brock doesn't need the money. He just likes to hang out there and ice fish and go hunting and shit like that. And that's, that's what he does. But,
well, I don't know, but it seemed like at first they were just kind of writing it off as, well, we were paying him and he wasn't doing anything. He's still under contract. We had to use him for something. He was just sitting there, collecting our money. So we'll bring him in at SummerSlam and get the shock factor in.
There's that
Which
Tony
it really
Khan
wasn't much of a shock factor, because half the people that watches wrestling knew he was probably going to be there anyway.
That's more that Tony Khan management. Oh, we kept sending him the money, so we actually decided we wanted him to do something. That's funny. And then
Terry, line 2.
Then all of a sudden, when we wanted him to do something, we decided we didn't want him to do anything at all.
We want him to do the least as possible.
We're going to put you to work, Brock. Okay, you got 2 minutes, and now we'll never see you again. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that justifies all the money. But it is kind of, the people that were sweating all this, especially the AEW, like super fans, were like, well, this company's $3 billion in debt. Well, guess what? After the ESPN deal, they're not. And after the deal with Paramount for UFC, they're not. And then the library's coming up, and they won't be. So any debt that was on, they make these multi-billion-dollar deals, and obviously you don't get all the money up front. It's not like one lump sum. But they'll be able to retire that debt in pretty short order, as long as they don't run up anymore, paying off former people who maybe possibly were tangentially related to sex trafficking. So,
yes.
So yeah, all of that's very interesting. The big deal with ESPN was announced last Wednesday. They still haven't been very forthright about that. Let me explain this a little bit. ESPN is going to be the home of the WWE PLEs, starting most assuredly with WrestleMania in 2026. That's pretty much, and now we have the possibility of 2 WrestleManias. Are you hearing this?
Yes. There
may be 2 WrestleManias, because this company can't fuck over its consumers enough. I'm going to go on the side of that. I'm going to start going to war with these people about that whole situation, because Jesus Christ, I know you're trying to just shake every dime you can out of your customers' pockets, but holy shit, This is getting to be way too much, particularly with inflation and everything else. You guys are just killing people. It says, this is the story that's in Yahoo Sports from a few days ago. They're planning for 2 WrestleManias in 2027. And one of those WrestleMania events, one of those weekends, is probably going to be in Saudi Arabia. Fightful's Sean Ross Sapp first reported something of this nature possibly taking place back at the end of May. We now have more information on what this might entail. According to David Meltzer, in the latest issue of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, people in the country believe that the event is, in fact, WrestleMania, with people in power over there pushing for The Rock to headline the event.
What?
Let me say it again.
And you know what? He will. If that's the case, then he effing will.
That in and of itself is going to be hilarious, to have them have to get back in bed with Rocky next year. And you know what? They deserve it. They deserve every bit of it for all the bullshit that they've got. The fact that Rocky came and fucked everything up again this year, and now they're like, piss off, go away. And now it's like, oh, we need you back. They deserve it. The people at TKO absolutely deserve this shit.
Oh, they do.
Get back in bed with him and get back in bed with Gewurz and have Gewurz go, well, maybe you should do this. And maybe Cody should do this. And maybe there's a foreign object over here. You guys deserve every bit of this shit.
Well, you and I both have talked about it on more than one occasion about eventually eventually WrestleMania being in freaking Saudi Arabia. Didn't know it was going to be quite this soon, but you know, I'm not shocked at all.
I can't wait until those motherfuckers run out of space for fossil fuels. I can't wait. That's why I hope, and it's going to destabilize the whole region. People will be rioting once they don't have all the money anymore. But God, it just can't come soon enough. I hope before I die, I see the destabilization of Saudi Arabia and all of that bullshit over in the Middle East because of fossil fuels. I hope it just goes away and those guys don't have any power and they don't have any money. That's what I would like.
Yeah,
wishful
that would be nice.
So the PLEs are going to be on ESPN, and people were like, well, the problem is that ESPN is launching this direct-to-consumer product on the 21st of August. And always and forever, since you were a child and since the earth cooled, 1979, I think is when ESPN started, you had to have a cable subscription to see ESPN, period, full stop. In the internet era, you could see ESPN, but you still needed to have a subscription through some provider, whether it was Spectrum Cable or whether it was Comcast and Xfinity or whether it was, Dish Network or whatever it was. You had to have that, and then you could log in with your credentials and you could watch the stuff streaming. And as it turns out, if you have ESPN, as of right now, what they think will happen is that you have a subscription to ESPN through Sling TV, YouTube TV, whatever your provider is, you will not have to pay extra to see those PLEs. Now, there has been some reporting that I have seen that says not all of the providers are in the pool as far as giving that stuff to their subscribers for free or as an added bonus, an added value part of their subscription. I think Spectrum is good. I think Comcast is good. I think maybe Dish Network via Sling TV. I don't know about anybody else. That needs to be clarified. Depending on how you subscribe to ESPN, then who knows? But I'm telling you right now, VPN subscription should go through the roof, because just to get a VPN and use your Netflix in where I go to Australia, almost anywhere in Europe. I know our buddy Belkish has said that they still use WWE Network in France, but I think in Spain and Germany and about everywhere else, you can just watch the shit on Netflix. So I think there's going to be a lot of that. But yeah, ESPN launches their direct consumer product on the 21st, and that $30 price point. You've been hearing a lot about that. So you will not have to subscribe to any other provider. You'll just be able to see all the ESPN shit for $30 a month. And for those of you that just like sports and you don't want to see any other shit, you don't want to see CNN or, Fox News or Disney or any of that other shit. Yeah, you can just spend $30 a month and just watch ESPN shit. Fine. But it's a huge deal for ESPN and for WWE, another multi-billion-dollar deal. I went on Wednesday to cancel Peacock. I had made a deal with Peacock. I tried to cancel 6 months ago, I think. And I said, I'm out. And they said, wait. How about you stay with the no commercials for just $2 a month over the regular subscription? I went, Okay, that's fine. And then I was going to cancel it just outright, completely outright. And they go, whoa, $3 a month for the Peacock with commercials for 6 months. And I went, okay, here's $18. Go ahead. And I figured I'll be able to watch Sunday Night Football. The NBA stuff will be coming up. I don't really give a shit about their original programming. That Twisted Metal show, we've been watching that. That's pretty fun. I'm enjoying that. And they've got a few other things that'll be coming up that'll be interesting. The Superman movie, when it eventually comes on, that's going to be streaming on Peacock. Is it? No, it'll be on HBO Max. I'm trying to think what Comcast has as far as Universal and their shit. But it's fine. What they're scared of and why they were offering that to me and probably many people, they just raised their prices on Peacock in July. They just raised their prices. What they have to report to Wall Street every quarter is that churn number. Who's leaving it, who's unsubscribing, who's coming in. It's called the churn number. And it is the bane of the existence of anybody that's got a streaming service. With the exception of Netflix. Because Netflix eventually said to Wall Street, you guys go pound sand. What we're going to report to you is how much money we made in the quarter versus how much we lost. So suck it. There's not going to be a churn number for you guys anymore. We've graduated to a whole other level. So that's what Universal is, Comcast is trying to avoid, is like, oh, we hung on to our subscribers. And then you got to go through the report and go, oh, but they're paying 70% less than they were. There's not a lot of analysts that are going to be able to find that, and then eventually they'll go down into the fine print and go, oh yeah, but you had thousands of them who were now subscribing at $3 a month. So I'm okay with it. I think a lot of people are happy to see the WWE stuff leave Peacock. The thing that needs to be sold now is that library, the old stuff, the old Raws, the old pay-per-views, the WCW stuff, all the stuff from the territories that they own. Yeah, and there's been a great deal of speculation. I think a lot of people think that stuff's going to go to Netflix, probably next year. However, this is the one time that I found a very intriguing idea from Eazy-E Eric Bischoff on his podcast with Conrad. Now listen up to this. He said that shit should just go to Google. They should just put that stuff on YouTube. If you've been enjoying the stuff on WWE Vault for as long as you have, why not just have them do that stuff, put that shit on Vault, and they can make money off it. They can monetize through the advertising on YouTube, make a deal with YouTube to keep the stuff on there and just not have to worry about it. And it becomes, as Conrad and he were talking about, like a storefront sign, like, well, I haven't been to the product in a while. Oh, this is good. Maybe I should sign up for this, or maybe I should watch this thing on ESPN, or maybe I should sign up for Netflix, or maybe I should watch it on Netflix. So I think that's an intriguing thought, because I read a report a while back. I think I told you this. More people watch content from YouTube on their televisions than anything else. If you add up all the Disney shit, all of their cable channels and their streaming service, if you add up all of the Warner Brothers Discovery stuff with all of their channels, including CNN. Sorry. And the same thing for Netflix, same thing obviously for Paramount. If you add up, it doesn't equal what YouTube does on televisions, not just on your phone and on a pad. It's on television. So
if you think about Google, it kind of makes sense, because YouTube has everything.
It's something. And I just signed up for Sunday Ticket on YouTube, so I can watch that thing on the TV. I can watch it on the phone. I can watch it wherever I want to. Google is really plowing more resources, as we've talked about, and I've started doing the short form videos. The small short form videos are going crazy. They're trying to go, hey, we want people to do more long form videos. We want people to make 4, 5, 10, 12-minute videos and more of that stuff, because that's going to end up on the TV, and that's where we're going to dominate. So I think that's a very intriguing idea for Eric Bischoff gave out there. And I love that WWE Vault channel. I think that WWE Vault channel is awesome. Have you played around with it?
I hadn't been on it in a while.
It's a cool thing to do if you're doing something else around the house.
I kind of forgot about it, to be honest.
you can just kind of put it on and it'll just have cool shit just kind of go in the background, and you're like, oh, wait a minute, there's King Kong Bundy, or whatever.
You know what I did watch the other day?
What's that?
That just hit me. I watched the pixelated version of Wahoo getting pickaxe by Abdullah.
Was David now? David Crockett.
David was having a stroke, man.
It's too much. It's too much for television, guys. It's just too much.
What is he doing to Wahoo? What is he doing to Wahoo?
What's he got? He's got a fork. Oh shit! It's just too much, guys. We just can't show this on television. It's just too much for television, guys. It's just too much.
But those little 5-year-old kids in the WRAL studios, that's all right. Y'all can see it.
I don't know.
Do you
remember what year? What year was that? Was that 82 or 81 or something?
Yeah, it was around, early 80s.
I would have been like 10 or 11. I tell you, I was in front of the fucking TV with my jaw just like,
oh God, yeah.
Looking around. I was thinking like the authorities were going to come grab me and like maybe stop me from watching this shit. No, this can't be right.
This ain't got this graphic before. I've never seen this.
And the pixelation was like, that made it 100 times more violent because you use your imagination like, oh my God, that must be something awful.
Yeah, what is happening here?
Holy shit, this is unbelievable. And we talk about it at school. Man, did you see that shit? Man, it's pixelated. Because we didn't say pixelated. They had to blur it on TV, man. It's like, I can't believe that. He's going after him. That's terrible.
God, I told Abdullah, man, I'm like, dude, that point right there, that was like the PTSD of wrestling for me, man, for a long time. That really didn't really mess with me, like traumatized me. Well, I guess it did traumatize me a little bit, but I just told him that was a turning point for me in wrestling.
It's been 44, 45 years. We still remember that shit.
Like it was yesterday, dude. I'm telling you.
Absolutely. 100% like it was yesterday, dude. It was like, all right, well, the cartoons are over. See you later, Bugs and Daffy. What the fuck?
It was just so out of the blue, really. I mean, to me, first of all, you got Abdullah coming in, who hardly ever came to the territory. He was always somewhere else, it seemed like. But there he was, and not only was he there, he was freaking using an ice pick on Wahoo. Who used an ice pick?
There's one of those Starcades, either the second or the third one, maybe. It was the Gathering. I think it's the one in Atlanta. That motherfucker's bumping like crazy. Abdullah's in the ring just bumping around like he's fucking Bobby Eaton or some shit. Like, what is this? What are we doing? This huge guy who never takes bump, who works at 2 miles an hour, he's like getting, it was crazy.
Maybe he had him a Jolt Cola before the match.
Because this is one of those things before canceled journalist Bruce Mitchell was persona non grata with the good people there at his old publication. I did one of those watchbacks when I'm like, what? The big guy's bumping. He goes, yeah, it's a huge show, so he's going to go out there and bump. Like, okay, cool. I guess he got paid on that one. So cool.
Yeah, I'll bump for you. Yeah, I'll bump it. Yeah, throw up green dollars down. I'll bump some more. Yeah.
Ariel Helwani had a conversation with Karrion Kross, who says it ain't a work. We're not playing with this one. I'm out. Have you seen clips of the interview at least?
I've seen a couple clips. I haven't seen the whole thing for sure.
He says, that's what's talking to pronouns, pal. Karrion Kross says that he went to WWE management. They gave him an offer and he goes, look, I just want to know how you got to that figure. Like, did you factor TV or in merch or tickets? I want to know how you got to that. And he goes, all right, we don't have to tell you. It's just a number, and we'll see you in 24 hours. So they came back the next day, and he goes, so do you have your homework on that as to how you got to the number that you gave me? And they went, no, take it or leave it. And he goes, okay, bye. That was it.
Wow. I didn't really hear that part. I heard the part about the whole merch thing, him selling the merch, and nobody could solidify it for him. Like he asked somebody, I don't think he named the person in the management position. He goes, how's my merch doing? I don't know.
Nobody knows.
I don't know.
And that's bullshit. They've
it is.
Every sticker, every shirt, they know down to the penny how much you sell. Get out of my face with that shit. Come on.
Well, I tell you, man,
Well,
in all honesty, I was kind of expecting the we won't cross, we won't carry and cross, or whatever chance to start up on Friday on SmackDown. But if they did, they
we got
took
the
those
fake
things
audio.
out. Yeah, they took
They
put some fake audio in.
yeah. This one to me is more surprising than any of the ones that are recent. I mean, the Ron Killings one to me made sense. Like, okay, they're not really doing much with him. He's pretty much served his purpose. He's been there a long time. People love him or whatever. But then they had to switch gears on that one.
Yeah.
They had to turn around on that one. This one to me is like the guy was clearly peaking. The guy was clearly had something going on. And the other thing they said was Scarlett got no offer at all. What the hell?
So they were going to bring him back for a certain price, but they didn't want her. Is that what they're? What?
No. He said that's what they said. Is they were like there was no offer for Scarlett. I don't know. Like if he would have signed it, they would have gone. All right, now that you're in, we'll go ahead and bump her up and put her. I don't know, but they said she had no offer. And how many years have I said, like, if you're a promoter and you can't make money with Scarlett Bordeaux, just get out of the business. Go do anything else.
Yeah. You're in the wrong business, buddy.
That is, and I was like, I'm a little pissed that she's not blonde anymore, but I understand why she isn't, because they've got 100 blondes up there, and you want to kind of differentiate. I get it. You got,
and she still looks fine.
She's fantastic. She's unbelievable. I mean, I wish she was blonde, but that's just me. No, there's a million blondes. They got Charlotte, and they got Maxine, they got Tiffany, and they got Liv. There's a million of them. So obviously, you don't want to be. That was the thing when the AEW fans were like, "Oh, Mariah May is just going to go over to WWE and just be another blonde." I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. Yeah, this one to me blows my mind, because I just think, I don't know if this is spite, or they were like, you don't get to know what the numbers are, so fuck you and go out on your own, or that one kind of flummoxes me. I can't figure that one out.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is either one of two things. They're just cheap asses and they just don't care, if he walks or not. Or the second thing is that they were just, I don't know. It seems like they were just keeping things from him so he wouldn't find out how good he's doing, how well he's doing. So he wouldn't have any leverage. And that to me, I guess it's the same thing, really. Just, they're just screwing him over, basically.
Well, to the cheapness, I get to a certain extent, but not really, because when you're drowning in in that Saudi blood money and all that shit, and then you just sign this multi-million-dollar ESPN, and then UFC just signs a multi-billion-dollar deal with, Paramount, and then you still got the library to go. It's kind of hard to claim poverty, It's
like, well, here's and another thing too about Karrion Kross. I don't know. Maybe they didn't think he would withstand everything. Like a year from now, would people still be behind him, kind of thing? Because everything kind of got rolling with that little documentary thing that he did. Seems like when a couple 3-4 months ago, whenever it was, seemed like it was right after the Super Bowl. I don't know. Anyways, but 3 or 4 months ago, whenever it was, and everybody got on the Karrion Kross train after that and got behind him and stuff. But it really wasn't. I don't know. I never really got the feeling that people were, just totally behind him. He did get some pops, a lot more pops than he normally got. But I don't know. I just got the feeling that the crowd really wasn't right there behind him as much as maybe that he thought they were, or maybe enough to where it justified them signing him at X amount of dollars that Karrion Kross was looking at instead of what they were offering him. I don't know. It sucks, but in a way I'm like, they really didn't have anything for him going on, because this whole Sammy thing was kind of a weird storyline anyway. It never really got a whole lot of traction. I mean, to me, the storyline itself, not Sammy. I think Sammy got his pops, but Sammy's going to get pops whenever. But that's to me, that storyline was kind of weird, and it really didn't, I don't know, legitimize him too much, legitimize Kross that much. or maybe as much as that Cross thought it did. I don't know. It just, I'd like to know how much they offered him, how much he turned down.
It's interesting, but you'll be able to ask him at WrestleCade. So
yeah,
in a special a photographic opportunity with him and Scarlett, you'll be able to see what he says about all that.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad I met Scarlett. I got her in the blonde stage. Remember?
There you go. Yeah, that's a win for you, bro.
But
I bet when she goes back to the Indies, she goes blonde again.
I bet she does.
That's where the money is. This can't be the old Vince McMahon. Hey, you didn't get over the way we wanted you to get over. You got over on your own, so that doesn't count. Like the Zach Wilde.
That's kind of the vibe it's giving me, man.
Yeah. That's not good business. Like, I'm sorry, you have to leave some of the old things behind. If the guy got over, it doesn't matter how he got over. And we're in the digital age. Haven't they been encouraged to do all the social media, all the tweets, all the Instagrams, all that shit? And then all of a sudden, oh no, you got yourself over doing that. Shit, we can't have that. What world am I in?
I don't know, man. That's weird. That, like the whole Mandy thing, I think that odd. It's very similar to that in a way. I mean, and he's not out making,
racing videos
yet, but it's the same kind of thing, and principle wise.
Well, but then they did, they killed off Zelina Vega, but then they went, let's bring her back. Because she wasn't doing anything like it was super pornographic or anything.
Yeah, no, not at all. She was just killing it on the social media, just in general.
These people, they like to be able to change the rules a lot. And so therefore they don't really make hard and fast rules. But I think the ultimate sin of Karrion Kross was, why do you think I'm worth this much? Explain it to me. And they were like, bye. See, I think that was the ultimate sin that he committed. Don't ask questions. Daddy will take care of everything.
See, he just don't roll like that, though. He just doesn't strike me after watching that documentary, assuming that everything on that documentary was on the up and up and, no works there. But he seems like the kind of guy that would exactly do what exactly happened and everything, him going in there and saying, I don't know. I need you to write me a paragraph to why you think this figure right here represents me.
Just justify it. Just justify what I'm doing. I mean, which is the reverse of what like every other boss would tell you in like every other job. If you come in and you ask for a raise, they would go, tell me why you think you deserve to have, a 4% bump or whatever it is you're asking for. He's doing the exact opposite of what most people would do, going asking for a raise, right? And they're like, nah, we're not going to tell you. We're just going to let you go.
But you know what? But right now in this day and age of WWE and TKO, that's becoming like pretty typical.
When the world turns upside down, the guy that's on his head makes sense. I guess that's how that works. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess.
Jesus, that's the weirdest thing. Any AEW thoughts? We saw a pretty good Dynamite tonight.
It was all right. I like the opening promo with Hangman and MJF. I thought that was pretty hot.
And then they have an altercation at the very end where MJF beats him up out in the parking lot.
Yeah, out in the parking lot, of course.
Those parking lots in AEW, they're tough. You can get kidnapped out there.
They're more dangerous than the Haynes Mall parking lot, man.
It's not that bad. I haven't seen any drive-bys in the AEW.
Well, no, not yet.
And Tony Khan's listening to this going, we're going to do it now. We're going to do it. We're going to do drive-by. We're doing it.
That sounds great.
Well, but Tony, we do this show every year. It's for gun victims. It's called, Fight for the Fallen. Fuck it. We're going to do a drive-by. It's going to be great. You're going to love it.
We'll use water balloons.
It's the greatest. He got pelted in water. Hoochie mama. Hoochie mama. Pretty good. I guess the face turn for Christian Cage is 100% complete now. He and Cope actually hugged in the ring tonight.
Yeah. I was a little surprised that they did that tonight. A little out of the blue. I knew it was coming eventually, but I didn't realize it'd be tonight. That was in the middle of the show, nonetheless.
It was kind of interesting. I thought it worked with the crowd. Well, the crowd was singing the shit out of that Alter Bridge tune, weren't they?
That's impressive.
They were going
Those
crazy
people
with
know all those words like that. I don't even know the words of that song.
it.
Not that I want to know them, but I'm just saying.
I don't know. There were some reports that Jericho may go back to the WWE. This contract may be up in January of 2026, and that he'll be open to a WWE run if it made sense.
I want, that's fine. I kind of like Jericho in WWE.
Yeah,
I don't know what it'd be like this time, but in the past, I've always liked Jericho in the WWE.
Well,
so
him and Kevin, if he would job and put Kevin Owens over and then go in the Hall of Fame and then shut up, I'd be fine with it.
You don't think you'd do that?
It'd be nice. I mean, they had a good run last time together, and then they have a history, and then Kevin Owens beats the shit out of him, and he goes out, and then he goes in the Hall of Fame, and then we're done.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down with I'm down for that. Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
be,
I don't hate Chris Jericho that much.
Yeah, I'm kind of done with him.
I'm kind of done with him, but if he's going to go back to WWE, that's how I feel about it. I'm not going to just not watch him when he comes on or anything. I think his shit will be a whole lot better than the learning freaking tree. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I want to see him go in Hall of Fame, though, for sure.
Oh, yeah, he will. He's got to, man.
Forbidden Door's looking pretty tight. They got some pretty good matches on that thing.
Yeah. Here's what, AEW, here's one thing I got to say, and there's one thing that they've not stopped with that they need to stop. All these damn multi-people matches, man.
Right.
It's ridiculous. It's not even indie. I mean, even indies don't do that, man.
No.
It's just annoying.
Yeah. They were like the one that Bruv was talking about tonight, where I got all these people that are confirmed, 2 other people that are not confirmed, and then this guy's coming in. It's like, how many people are going to be in this match?
It never was said exactly. It said, no, a couple more guys, I'll get this guy, and oh yeah, this dude.
And like Tony Khan's going 20. No more than 20 people total in the match. Okay. It's going to be a 10-on-10 situation.
Well, I'll even say this. If you're going to do something like that for a pay-per-view, the lights out, steel cage match, that, okay, that's fine. But all these matches on Dynamite with all these multi-people matches, that's what I'm talking about. It's just ridiculous.
It looked like Mox was going to have to enlist the help of the Young Bucks, as he got the ace Tanahashi coming to face him at Open Door or at Forbidden Door, correct?
So that's the best he can do, huh?
It's the thing they're doing with the Bucks now is pretty damn funny.
It is funny. That's funny. I will say.
I do like these guys they're having to shovel shit. It's pretty good.
It's just funny that out of all the people on there, he could have asked to do. At first, when he opened the door, I thought it was going to be the Hurt Syndicate. I thought he was going to ask them, but when he opened it all the way, and I saw the what was their names again? The Buck something Buck,
Max and John or something.
Like that. I saw Max and John sitting there. I'm like, no.
But it was funny because they don't have a dressing room. They just have to get dressed like out in the hallway,
closet or something, whatever it was.
That was funny. That's great.
Now, see, yeah, I love that part. I'm just saying, it's just out of everybody that he could have picked, he picks them. Like they're the ones that he wants them to go to war with him. Whatever. Okay.
Oh, Brian, did you want to say something about Darby Allin being put in a body bag tonight? I think you had some thoughts about Darby Allin being placed in a body bag.
Oh, it's okay. It's not that bad. I maybe I went over the top a little bit, but it's just, I don't know.
It's kind of silly.
It is kind of silly, but in a way, I started thinking about it, and what I was going to say is, it is kind of very Darby Allin to have a damn body bag, right? On his back everywhere he goes now. It's kind of stupid to do it every single time you go to the ring. It's going to wear its.
It's like his gimmick is he just comes out in a body bag.
Yeah, just roll it down that body, unzip him, and he pops out.
It's awesome. It's like that's like his entrance now. what was it? Shivanta said, "There's a person in that.
There's a
body
human being in that body bag.
My God,
Really?
My God, that body bag has a family."
Just over the top.
Oh shit!
Oh, you like my Tony up here, by the way?
My earpiece fell out, so it's going to take a moment to catch up to you.
Okay. Oh, okay. Are you there?
Keep talking.
All right. Well, while you talk,
I'm going to have to switch over to my headphone.
Picture up here. Over here is my my Sheeta. My Sheeta picture. I've got I don't know if I've even pointed this. Have I pointed this out yet? My Katie Vick is alive shirt with the Kane signature on it.
Right.
You know, the Kane, the actual Kane signature. And by the way, for those of you that don't know, when I got this sign and I asked Kane to sign it, the look on his face when I broke this shirt out, I wish I could have got that on camera. But anyway, that was funny. That was worth the autograph itself, just looking at his face.
The look on his face, and when I showed Jim Cornette the logo for our podcast.
That too.
If I could have just gotten a picture of that.
I thought we were getting ready to get lambasted by him.
I thought, by God, you son of a bitch, you think that's funny? That's not funny. They fucking ruined life. God almighty, y'all suck so bad. Get out of here, you piece of shit.
God, that was awesome. That damn night was awesome, dude. God, I love that night.
Here's what we have for Forbidden Door. What you're going to say something about the Finn Balor thing? Oh
yeah, I was just going to point out my Finn Balor that you got me, the Beast doll here, and my Finn 4-wheeler, and my Finn action figure.
Nice.
Yeah. So I was just killing time while you're doing your getting your headset right.
That's some solid vamping there, sir.
Well, you know.
One would think you were in broadcast radio at some point.
I don't know where it came from. I have no idea.
Here's what we
Holly taught it to me.
She is your daughter who is in broadcasting.
Yeah.
Yes, she's doing a great job. This is the lineup we have so far for Forbidden Door. The Golden Lovers, Kenny Omega and Kota Ibushi against Darby Allin, Hiroshi Tanahashi, and Will Ospreay. All of those people on one side versus the Death Riders, the Young Bucks, and Gabe Kidd. One of these things is not like the others. One of these things just doesn't belong.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is booking Gabe Kidd?
He just shows up once in a while when they used to attack people.
Can I get a check, Tony? Sure. Here's some money.
I tell you what, we'll fly out to London and you can be a part of this lights out steel cage match. What do you think?
Daddy just wrote that. Okay. Daddy just wrote that last check to Urban Meyer. We got a couple bucks in. That's fine. Yeah, we'll give it to you. The Hurt Syndicate, Bobby Ashley and Shelton Benjamin versus Eliminator Tournament winners. That is a tag team match for the AEW World Tag Team Champions, because at every point in time, we must have a tournament going on in All Elite Wrestling.
If it's not a tournament, it's a multi-man match. Or both, or it could be both.
The Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada versus Swerve Strickland. That is a singles match for the AEW Unified Championship. We saw a confrontation between those two tonight, and Okada made the severe mistake of saying the word bitch right to the face of
Did
Swerve
he say
Strickland.
bitch tonight?
I thought he said bitch, and I thought that's what made Swerve start pushing him.
Yeah, he did. I'm just saying that because he always says bitch.
It's like his gimmick.
Yeah.
He puts a bitch in a body bag. What? No. Timeless Tony Storm against Athena. Athena's having a moment. I'm finally glad that she's doing well. I really am happy that she's doing well.
Me too, man. And like I said, how is anybody supposed to know that she's held on to that ROH title for like 700 days or whatever it is?
Well, they're starting to pimp it now. They're starting to make a big deal out of it and say it with the time ring. Yeah, finally. Here's a take a piss match. Mercedes Moné versus Alex Windsor versus Persephone versus TBD. Yeah, that's a.
Yeah.
You have a bowel movement coming on. There's your.
I feel it coming on.
Bob Seger. I can feel it coming on. Kyle Fletcher versus Hiromi Takahashi, singles match for the TNT Championship. I would like to personally say, I have reconsidered Kyle Fletcher. I see something there. I'm not a fan.
Okay,
I'm not a fan. I'm not going to go buy the T-shirt. I'm not going to, like, if he shows up at WrestleCade, I'm not going to get a picture. I see the guy. I think he's a pretty good chicken shit heel. The way that I see him and the way that I would book him is he looks like the smart ass jock from high school. I would put some puka shells on that motherfucker and have him wear one of those nylon style Letterman jackets from the 80s. That's how I would have the guy come to the ring.
I could see that. Oh, he is going to be at my WrestleCade, by the way, too.
Is he? Well, I won't have my picture taken with him, but again, he's won at life because, he's banging Sky Blue. So there's nothing I can do for him that's going to improve his life at all.
If for no other reason to not like him or to like him, that's the reason to like him.
Are they going to do like, here's $20, you can smell my crotch? Okay, take my money. No.
She's going to be at WrestleCade too. I'm telling you, man, the female lineup at WrestleCade this year is unbelievable. Unbelievable.
$20 to smell his crotch or her crotch. See, it's really kind of a thing that I'm already trying to make money for these people. It's fine. But
do you do that in person, like in public like that? Do you have to go into like a secret room, like when Ric Flair was there last year? He had like a private room.
There's a curtained off area.
Oh,
right, and you're done.
Okay, good.
It's a little curtained
I'd be
off
a little
area.
embarrassed to do that in front of everybody. Just saying.
Check your embarrassment at the door, sir.
Okay. It is Sky Blue.
Zack Sabre Jr. versus TBD singles match for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. I'm a little surprised Zack Sabre Jr. has not already been in AEW.
He has been occasionally, I think, but
I'm surprised he's not on the roster.
I imagine New Japan's paying him.
They would probably have to, and then Tony would feel weird about, I guess, doing stuff.
Yeah.
Trying to steal him. That wouldn't be good. Hangman Adam Page versus MJF, the singles match for the AEW World Championship. This is MJF's Casino Gauntlet match. Okay, yeah, because he cashed in. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cope and Cage against the Monarchy, or the Matriarchy, not the Monarchy. That'd be funny. Kip Sabian and Nick Wayne. I've just now found out that they were called the Matriarchy. Were you aware that they were known as the Matriarchy?
Yeah, I heard that last time that they switched it to the Matriarchy. I thought that was funny too.
Oh, and Nick and his mother both at WrestleCade this year.
Yeah. Yeah. Remember last year? Was it last year he was there, and he was there like Sunday all day? Like everybody usually takes off after Saturday.
Correct. Yeah, that's right.
But he was like one of the few guys that stuck around on Sunday.
World Wrestling Entertainment and AAA presenting Worlds Collide 2025. Let's see. Oh no, that was the other one. That's the one they did back in June. Anyway, they got that pay-per-view coming up on YouTube coming up this weekend.
Which one is that now?
It's the one they're doing with AAA. And
yeah.
I don't know if it's King of Kings or whatever they're calling that one. Well, maybe it's called Triple Mania. Maybe that's the one.
Triple Mania. I think you're right. That sounds right.
I'm trying to get my Japanese wrestling together. But yes, that's what they're looking at. By the way, they're showing an NFL game on YouTube for free on the Friday after the season starts, the Thursday after Labor Day. The next day is that game from Brazil. That's going to be on YouTube. That's going to be on like YouTube for free.
Okay.
Anybody who has, they started doing that.
That's cool.
August the 16th. So that's coming up this Saturday. Triple Mania 23. Matches include El Hijo de Vikingo, who tried to kill me.
Literally. He's not kidding.
El Hijo de Vikingo versus Dominic Mysterio versus Dragon Lee versus El Grande Americano. I'm assuming, who is that that's in the El Grande Americano situation right now? Wilhelm?
What's his name? Huh?
Is it Wilhelm?
No, it's the dude with Gunther. Well, what's his name?
I thought that was Wilhelm. I thought that was his name.
Oh no. I thought it was something else.
Okay.
Okay, but yeah, same dude we're thinking of.
Ludwig Kaiser.
Ludwig
Kaiser. There we go. This is the one. The Judgment Day, Finn Balor, JD McDonough, and Raquel Rodriguez with Roxanne Perez against Mr. Iguana, who is maybe the hottest wrestler in the world right now. Mr. Iguana may be the hottest fucking wrestler. If he comes to WrestleCade, the line will be up to Connecticut. It'll be insane if Mr. Iguana makes an appearance.
Don't you think they need to pair Mr. Iguana and Joe Hendry at some point?
Oh, that's got to happen. It's got to happen at some point. Those guys are huge. Mr. Iguana, Nino Hamburguesa. Is that cheeseburger? No. Kid Hamburger, though. That's what it translates to. And Lola Vice.
Okay.
Damn, that's I don't give a shit. It doesn't look like, it's not like Steamboat versus Savage, but that looks like a fucking entertaining as shit match.
Oh,
right
man.
there. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sure it will be.
That looks amazing. Los Garza, Berto and Angel versus Pagano and Psycho Clown, which again looks entertaining as hell. El Messias versus Elio de Dr. Wagner Jr., the son of Dr. Wagner. I don't know them people very well.
I've seen the name. I don't know who they are.
Flammer versus Fabi Apache versus Natalia. A chance for Natalia to get some work in. I'm always happy about that. And then another match. So again, that's going to be free on YouTube. And this tells me that, WWE has got a good relationship with Google, and I think they want to strengthen it. And that's why you may see the whole library end up on there. I think it's a great idea.
I don't see why not, man. It really couldn't hurt. It can only help to me.
For everything that they do to screw over, as we talked about, their customers, to try to shake every nickel out of them, to have something that you can watch for free would be kind of a nice gesture. Just a nice gesture.
Nice gesture. What the hell is that?
Freaking pigs. Even Vince McMahon would make a feint towards some public relations. They said that in the one of the depositions that he had, where they talked about, why would you pay to have rehab for any wrestler, even if they didn't work for your company? He goes, 2 words, pal, public relations. He literally says that like in a document.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
At least he did that, even if he knew it was like, well, I got to do something.
Yeah. Take what you can get from him.
But not these cunts. Not these guys. Any closing thoughts on another award-winning episode of Katie Vick is Alive?
Yeah, I got one. Did you happen to look at the pay-per-view schedule next month?
I did not see the pay-per-view schedule next month.
Okay, well, the inevitable eclipse of pay-per-views is going to be happening. You knew it was going to happen eventually.
At some point.
That both AEW and WWE are having pay-per-views at the same exact time.
Oh, I saw this.
Same exact day. Not one in the afternoon, one in the evening, same exact time.
I hear a lot about this from the AEW guys, about like, hey, they shouldn't do that, and I'm not going to be here to tell you that it's not done intentionally by WWE, because I'm not that stupid. I'm only like medium stupid. Because they'll tell you, WWE will tell you all day that they're not competition, then they'll do stuff to prove that the AEW is competition. Yeah, and I saw another report today that they said that last John Cena match, they're trying to do that maybe on December the 27th to coincide with an AEW pay-per-view that's taking place that day.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, I saw that report. So,
and before you said that, I was going to say, I can give either one of them the benefit of the doubt on the fact that maybe for whatever reason they couldn't get the arena, but for that one night, particular night,
it's a no sale. I'm ringing up a no sale on that.
Okay, all right. I'm me, Mr. Glass half full.
I know. September 20th, AEW's All Out in Toronto, and WWE is reportedly planning a pay-per-view or a PLE in Indianapolis. First time.
I'm going to tell you what, if it's All Out's going to beat them.
Wow. Strong words from Bryant Williams.
All in or All Out. Either one of those, don't you think?
Okay. Well, I wouldn't
necessarily. Especially if it's just a regular, like a Bad Blood bullshit pay-per-view or something,
Unless they bring in The Rock. No, I'm kidding. It's a joke. It's a joke. No, I don't think you're out on a limb too much on that. I think you might be onto something there.
I really think if it's I didn't realize it was All Out. I just saw that it was 2 PLEs, but All Out versus whatever, Bad Blood, whatever the hell it might be, or what Fast Lane, some bullshit, All Out will win.
That is very interesting. I think what I heard and what I believe to be true is that the December, I think it's going to be a Saturday night main event. I want to make sure that's correct. because that will fulfill the entire contract with Peacock. That'll be the last obligation that they
There's
have.
only one more Saturday night's main event.
I think that's it. And we don't know if it's going to continue under ESPN or Disney. I mean, I would think that Disney/ESPN would have the option of putting a Saturday night's main event on ABC if they wanted to, or on ESPN, or any one of their bazillion cable channels if they wished, if they wanted to put one on FX, or if they wanted to put, they've got whatever they wanted to do. But I don't know, again, if the Comcast contract may preclude them from putting something on cable or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's an interesting thought. But yeah, December 27th is a Saturday night, and supposedly that will be the last match. And then there's supposed to be an AEW pay-per-view that night, and WWE is trying to screw them again. Allegedly. That's what I've heard. The other thing that I saw from some people who are big fans of UFC, now that UFC no longer has a relationship with ESPN, that's going to be detrimental because they just won't talk about them. They won't talk about them on SportsCenter. They won't do the weigh-in specials. They won't have any kind of special programming at all. And that stuff was very beneficial to UFC and to TKO. Well,
We'll be seeing UFC on the front lawn of the White House soon enough. So that'll make up for everything.
There's an old man that was on top of the roof of the White House. I was hoping he would kind of have gravity help him down to the lawn at some point, but that didn't work out that way.
Oh boy. The whole time I'm watching that video in my head, I'm singing Jump by Van Halen. That's all I'm saying.
Very funny. No, but you also wonder, since UFC doesn't have a relationship with ESPN, but WWE is, and they're part of the same company, if Nick Khan will go, come on, you guys, put some UFC specials on there. Let's do a couple of weigh-in specials. Throw us a bone. You wonder. The other thing that happened that was very interesting was that the new NFL deal with ESPN gives NFL part ownership of ESPN, a little piece of equity. So you wonder the next time there's a very big story in the NFL about somebody committing domestic violence, somebody testing positive for a drug, somebody not kneeling for a national anthem. You wonder if ESPN is going to be, how do I put this, as vigorous in covering that story as they might have been before.
Fair and balanced.
I'm just saying, these are thoughts, and there are a lot of people who tell you they kind of half-assed it anyway because the NFL put pressure on them because they were already partners with them. But now the NFL is going to have an actual stake in the damn network.
Bet you won't hear much about CTEs anymore either.
Yeah, I would say that's going to go away. I think there's going to be a lot of great studies coming out that show that that's a problem of the past, Bryant.
Mm-hmm. It's 2025, man. Technology, science.
That Will Smith movie about that stuff, I don't think that's going to show up on Disney TV so much anymore.
Yeah,
you won't be able to stream that one on Disney Plus so much anymore.
It's going to be over in that pile with Song of the South.
That would be funny, though, if that was like a catch and kill thing. Like, we're going to buy the rights to that movie, and it's never going to be seen again. It'll be dead. We'll bury it. We'll put it in that Salt Lake City, that Utah vault where the Johnny Carson
vault is, out in Utah.
Just put it back there in the salt vaults with the Johnny Carson archives, and it'll just never be seen again.
That's right.
All right. Bryant is available for your social media dining and dancing pleasure. Dad of Stanley on Instagram and also on Threads. And he's Stanley Jackson 23 on TikTok, and on Blue Sky, it's There the Twos, TheYreThewos. I myself am Real Britt Whitmire on Instagram and also on Threads. I am Britt Whitmire on YouTube and Britt Whitmire on Blue Sky. Thank you so much for all your support. Till next time, fans, we'll see you ringside.